Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris. It's a pleasure to be your host once again this evening for the MTR Season 2 Show 4. This is my favorite part of the show where we do freestyle, and it's all about carnage, destroying trucks, and big air. We're over at Molinon Stadium. We got Earthshaker, Kamikaze, Gunslinger, Horny Hot Wheels, Classroom Crusher, Goldberg, Ghost Killer, Megalodon, Night Fury, and Devil's Reject to start this out. And let's get show on this road here with Earthshaker coming out strong here with a good hit off of that main jump, the backside of that main jump there. Coming back around, gonna get a little cross thread action going. We have 3 judges. The max scores they can give is 10 each. They're all looking for big air, wow moments, some saves, maybe a backflip, who knows. These judges are looking for something unique, something they don't see often, so maybe Earthshaker can do that. So far, he has some really good momentum. He's able to does a slap wheelie across the floor there. Like I said, he's been able to do some pretty good momentum across this track here. Goes up and hits that little angled ramp off the side of that main jump there. Nevertheless, gets it back on all 4 BKT tires, coming around the backside here. Gets some really good air off that car stack there. Gets a little screwy up on the pod there, but nevertheless is still able to roll away just fine. Lines up for the backflip ramp here. Hits that backflip ramp. Gets a little sideways. Gets on them sidewalls there, and he's able to save it on all 4 BKT tires. Comes and hits the backside of that racing jump. Pardon me, that main jump there. We've seen a minute ago, he hit that backflip and landed hard on the front end of that truck. Nevertheless, does some more cross thread action here off the main. It's the red pod there, and I think he broke a 4-link bar possibly. Nevertheless, that truck is not able to drive properly, and yeah, but still a good run and a good effort by Earthshaker. Nevertheless, he did put a good score down there. You could see he did a backflip there, and he had some wild moments, and I think that's going to be able to hold out for quite some time possibly. You never know. Anybody's show tonight, anything can happen here, so curious to see how this goes. You can see that truck he's struggling to get that truck off the track. You can see it does have some steering problems. Still a good effort by Bolts there. Second truck in our lineup here, we have Kamikaze driven by Moon Winfield. He'll be coming around the front side of this, or I guess the far side of this course now. Kind of waving to the fans, saying what's up, who's ready to throw down. Lines up for that gray pod there. Hits that pod pretty nicely. Lands on all 4 BKT tires nice and smoothly. Hits the backside of that car stack. Coming back around, hitting that main jump. Getting some decent air off of it. Hits that backflip ramp a little bit just to pop him back around. Hits the backside of that that main jump. And he's coming back around. He has some good momentum. Let's see if he's able to do anything with that. Unfortunately, he's going to roll that over. And the RII system is going to kick in, and it's not going to be able to save the truck. He's going to walk away with a 9.1. Not able to take the lead currently. But still, nevertheless, a good effort by Kamikaze. And I'm excited to see what Moon has in store for the future shows in the season. Hopefully he can do some really incredible things. Our next truck in our lineup here is going to be Gunslinger. He's coming in hot. Maybe a little too hot, hitting that BKT barrier there. Tyler 45 is going to be the driver of this truck. He's coming down the backside of, or I guess the back stretch here. Lines up for that middle jump. Again, a lot of drivers have been starting their runs or just hitting that jump in general, but nevertheless been getting some really good vertical air out of it. And that was a really good jump. Nice little textbook jump there for Gunslinger. Hits that pod, the backside of that pod. And that suspension is just doing really good work, being able to compress as it is and take the beatings that he's throwing at this truck. Running it hard and getting some good air off of it. It's gonna wrap around that red pod there into some donuts. It's gonna be the first of the evening here. Rolls the truck, is he able to save it? No, unfortunately not. He's gonna land on that roof. But nevertheless, he has a 12.4. That's a good score by Gunslinger. Did a really good run, had really good momentum. He was able to put a little bit of a wow factor out there, but I think, you know, if he did a backflip on that one, that would have also been really impressive as well. That would have been icing on the, or I guess a strawberry on top of a sundae type thing, you know? It's that final piece to the freestyle. That's what really would have helped him out there. Nevertheless, still a good run by Tyler 45 here. Horny Hot Wheels is coming out, starting with a backflip, showing he's not playing. That was a ballsy move to start with, but that paid off for him there. Corn Dog is just throwing this truck around with a slap wheelie, going over. Can he save it? Unfortunately not, getting on the hood as well. And he's just unfortunately not going to be able to do much with this run tonight, walking away with a total score of 9. They're going to get that truck rolled over for him there. He just had that wheelie there and hit that jump while you're still in a wheelie and rolled the truck completely into a front flip. And I just was not able to get the bounce and get back on all 4 BKT tires. But he is putting thumbs up. He's okay. He's going to be slowly driving back to the pit box now, where we'll be moving on for our next driver here, Classroom Crusher. He'll be coming out here shortly. And we have Aiden 2010 in Classroom Crusher coming out. Gonna start by hitting that little like cross thread jump off the main. He's gonna turn around, line up for that main jump, get a little bit of air off it. Lands back on all 4 BKT tires. Nice little textbook jump as well. Gets it on the backside of that red pod. Hits that little cross thread jump again. Gets a little bit of a weird bounce, but nevertheless turns it back around. Hits the racing lane there. Turns it back around. I'm gonna hit that gray side of that pod. Aiden over here has been doing decently well for the season so far. He's had a little bit of upsets and some 2 wheels and also in racing, but he's been able to at least gain some points and at least keep up with some of these other drivers in the point standings. And nevertheless, moving back to the freestyle run here, he just did a backflip there. Nice little execution on that. He gets a bicycle on that pod, hits that cross thread again into a slap wheelie. Hits the car stack there. Gets another slap wheelie out of it. This has so far been a pretty good run. He's had pretty good momentum and pretty good pace throughout the whole thing. Not really having to back up and reverse and recorrect himself really. Hitting the backside of that main jump, getting vertical. Able to come back down on all 4 tires and roll away smoothly. He's going to hit that racing lane again. Possibly, yeah, there he goes. Hits that red pod there. He's going to come back and hit the backside of that racing lane. Nevertheless, that's going to be a 13.9 for Classroom Crusher. Really good run by Aiden there. Like I said, he had good momentum and good pace throughout the whole thing and was able to do some pretty good textbook moves there. Landing on all 4 tires equally, giving the shocks all equal compression and not overdoing the truck in any way. Moving on for our next competitor, it's going to be Chris Beast and Goldberg. He's going to be coming around here, starting off strong with the gray side of that racing jump into a slap wheelie and brings it out to the other side of the floor. He's going to come around here, sends it a little bit over that car stack, gets some pretty good air off that. Comes around where the other truck parking is and full sends it on the main jump. Lands a little awkwardly, but nevertheless, he's still able to walk away from that without rolling. Turns around, hits the backside of that main jump there, gets some vertical air off of it. Lands the truck a little weird again, but still able to drive on all 4 BKT tires. Hits that red racing jump again, gets it into, tried to get into a little slapper there, but just wasn't able to, but gets technical here. Does a nice little move, a little stoppy move. Hits that JCB barrier a little bit with the front of his hood there. Goes into a backflip, kind of lands crooked. He rolls the truck. Is he able to say that? He is. He's going to turn around here, see what else he could do in the last 50 seconds of his run. Full sends it off of that red pod there. Gets nice vertical air, lands a little crooked. Gets on the sidewalls and is able to save that truck and get it back on all 4 BKT tires. Hits the backside of that red pod. Nice little air off there. He's going to come back around. Slowed down and hit the backside of that red racing lane. Going to come back around here. Lines up for his next jump. It's going to be the gray racing lane this time that he's going to hit. Comes back around. Does some cyclones for the last 10 seconds of the run. See if there's anything else he might do. Lines up for the backflip. He goes for a second backflip of the night. That's going to be the first 2 backflips and 1 freestyle run for the season. And he gets it into a moonwalk after the fact. Your new leader so far with a 17.5. We have Clicks and Ghost Killer coming out and hitting that back side of that red pod there. The backside of that racing jump as well. Nevertheless, he's starting out strong here with some big air. He wasted no time to start his run off. He was ready to go. Hits the backside of that main jump, gets a backflip, lands it. Beautiful hit off of the backside of that main jump again. He's gonna come back. Looks like he's gonna hit that little cross thread jump there, that the backside of that kicker. Nevertheless, gets it back on all tires. Almost having that truck roll over there, but still able to pull that one out. Nice little jump there, landing hard on the front left suspension now, putting that truck to its limits. Hopefully nothing happens here soon. Hits that cross thread and gets massive air, probably the biggest air of the night so far. And Clicks is just sending this truck in every way possible. 50 seconds left. What is he able to do? Tries to do a backflip off the side of the backflip ramp there, but was just not able to. Looks like his tires got clipped or something and just prevented him from doing anything. Walking away with a 13.6. We have car 131 here with Megalodon. That truck looking nice as always. Doing a little wheelie action there, showing the torque and the power that truck has. He's going to full send it off the car stack here. Get some really nice air off it. He's able to land pretty smoothly on before he hits that gray pond there. Coming back around. Gets it on the sidewalls there into, never mind, was maybe possibly gonna try to do a moonwalk there, but just didn't. But still, nevertheless, gets some nice air and goes into a slap wheelie off a little car stack there. It's the backside of that main jump. Get some pretty good air off that as well. These drivers have been doing pretty good so far tonight. There's been a lot of big air moments so far, like that again by Carr. He's getting that truck lined up for the backflip ramp here. Gets the backflip, hits the front axle there a little hard, and just tries to do another consecutive backflip and just was not able to get that second rotation. Nevertheless, coming out with a 13.8. Still a really good effort by Car 131, and just not able to take the lead, unfortunately. They're going to get him rolled over here. He has both thumbs up. He is okay. So they're going to get him rolled over here, and they have some work to do in the pits, and obviously some work to do back at the shop here on this truck, it looks like, before they're able to bring it out for the next show. But I have full confidence that the mechanic team with Megalodon is going to be able to get that truck up for the next show. Our second to last driver of the evening here, it's going to be Logan Lanny from driving Night Fury. That truck looking really nice. Simple, but it's super clean in my opinion. Sometimes you don't have to have the craziest, wildest looking truck. Sometimes you just have to have it simple. Nevertheless, it's all about what the driver does and not necessarily about the looks. But Logan sending it, getting really vertical off of that back main jump there. Comes back around. Gonna hit the backside of that gray pod there. Like I said, you know, it's all about how the driver handles this truck, what he does with it. You know, the trucks can look however they look, but it's all about the driver at the end of the day. And so far, he has some really good momentum. It looks like he could possibly be taking the lead on this. Nevertheless, like I said, anybody's show, anything can happen here. Getting some really good combo moves, doing some slap wheelies, getting it on the sidewalls, coming back around, hitting the backside of that car jump, getting some pretty good air off of it, landing on all 4 BKT tires, coming back around, hitting the other side on that car stack as well. Hitting the red pod this time. Still getting some really good air off all these jumps. Lines up for, never mind, doesn't line up for that backflip ramp. Comes back in full sends the backside of that main jump again, and it's just over rotates and rolls that truck on the roof and slides down the backside of that big jump there. Still with a 17.3, not enough to take the lead, but is enough to take second place. Really good effort by Logan, and I would be really proud of that run myself. It was a really good effort, and that truck really did hold out for all the full sends he did, and I'm really surprised that it did. But still, good effort. Our last competitor of the evening is going to be Devil's Reject, driven by Hauntive. Let's see what he can do here with that black and white splattered semi. Going to be starting off strong here with the main jump, getting some decent air. Coming around the red pod there. See what he can do here. Comes on that crossbar section, gets some big air off that. Beautiful air. Let's see what the two-time World Finals champion can do. Good save off of that gray pod there, coming around, hitting the backside of that car stack, getting a little sideways. Hold on there. Rolls the truck over. Is he able to save it? He guns it. Gets it on one wheel. He's able to pull it back down on all 4 tires, but they still shut him off there. That's going to be his run with a 12.7. Not able to take the lead, unfortunately, but still a good effort by Hauntive. He's been pretty consistent throughout the season, and he's shown his worth for sure in racing. The two-wheel skills have been a little questionable here and there, but nevertheless, he's always been able to put down a good show for Freestyle for the most part, and has not been able to disappoint the fans. That's going to be it for freestyle tonight. Your winner is going to be Goldberg with a 17.5. And that must be really good for him there. Congratulations. That's going to be his first win of the season. Stay tuned for more episodes where we have Show 5 coming out soon. Once again, I'm your host, Chris. Nice seeing you.